Hey yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. This is part 2 of the top 20 Isekai anime of all time. So I'm about to go and I'm about to just continue from this on. Alright. So let's get right into it.
Number 9, the Saga of Tanya the Evil.
Don't know this. Guns. I don't really like the full-time military.
If you are tired of people being reincarnated as powerful main characters, then it's better to watch Saga of Tanya the Evil. And Tanya is not only evil, but she is ruthless and in thirst for the blood of her enemies. No, I'm not exaggerating. After an average Japanese salaryman is killed, a mysterious entity known as Being X transports him to a war-torn world and turns him into a girl named Tanya. Tanya has an increased hatred towards Being X, whom she refers to as God. And to survive in the world and take her revenge, she decides to enroll in the military academy and rise to the top. Tanya is the perfect Isekai anti-hero. She doesn't hesitate to kill his enemies, or turn the battlefield into a bloodbath.
Jesus.
Mix it in with a crazy laugh and you've got a light Yagami with guns in an Isekai world. Number 8, Gate.
I watched the first episode of Gate, and I wasn't that...
It's common for people to get transported into a fantasy world, but what happens when a fantasy world comes to you? In modern-day Tokyo, a portal from another world suddenly appears and monsters and soldiers start attacking Japan. A special force known as the Japanese Self-Defense Force is sent to control the situation. One of the members of the JSDF is Yoji Itami, who navigates this fantasy world with as little knowledge about fantasy. Yoji helps the people in the world, eventually befriending people in it and building relationships with them. Unlike most Isekai protagonists these days, Yoji isn't overpowered or doesn't excel in magic. So, if you want the story of an average Japanese guy getting transported to a magical world, then take a break from all those power fantasies and give this one a watch.
My main character to be fantasy.
Number 7, Sword Art Online.
I watched the first episode. I wasn't intrigued.
How can I forget the father of all Isekai? If it wasn't for this black-cloaked swordsman, then Isekai would never even be considered as a genre of anime. If you are an Isekai fan, then it would be a surprise if you haven't heard of Sword Art Online. But if you don't know, it's about Kirito being trapped inside a video game he played and finds a way to escape it. Similar to many others, Kirito is the overpowered guy who only takes a few seconds to bring down even the higher level enemies. There are a lot of swords, but a little less art in here. But if you ignore the first 2 seasons and move into alicization, then you are sure in for a surprise. Plus, you've got the world's first Isekai harem. So, who can complain?
The fuck?
Number 6, No Game, No Life.
Alright, I've heard about this. It was also on West Bitch. What the fuck?
One of the reasons I pushed No Game, No Life up in the list is because of the protagonists. Sora and Shiro are one of the most interesting siblings to land on an Isekai world. These two are hikikomori step-siblings who are known in online gaming for their skill and talent. One day, a god challenges them for a game and tells them about a fantasy world ruled by games. Sora and Shiro at first think it's a joke, but all laughs are gone when they are transported to the world themselves. Here, everything is solved by playing games, from a minor street brawl to conquering countries. No Game, No Life is one of those unique Isekai shows you'll find with interesting characters, world building, and of course, death-defying games. Number 5, Overlord.
So this could be good.
Next up we have the Skull Lord of Isekai, the Overlord. It happens when a massively popular MMORPG game is suddenly shut down, leaving only a single guild leader named Ain's Olgown in it. Ain still has his servants working under him, but with all the players now gone, other races start to evolve in the new world. Ain sets out to find the whereabouts of other players in the world. One thing that makes Overlord unique is the morality of the characters. Ains never hesitates to kill anyone or harm anyone who opposes him, which are taboo in the real world. He's overpowered and there's no force in the world that could stop him. To quote the fans, Overlord is about the psychology of a creature beyond ethical concerns with near limitless power.
I'm so confused. So what's the point of it?
Number 4. Log Horizon.
Because this is also in the anime. Oh.
Want another Isekai with a genius protagonist? Log Horizon is based on the light novel and manga of the same name, and follows the adventures of the rather socially awkward Shiru as he gets trapped in a game world with 30,000 other players. The first 2 seasons showed Shiru forming the Round Table Alliance and bringing peace to the city of Akiba, and then followed their journey on trying to find a way back home. The 3rd season is coming next year, so if you haven't watched the anime so far, then now's a good time to catch up. Even if you aren't interested in the world, you'll surely be surprised by Shiru's schemes. Number 3. That time I got reincarnated as a slime.
That he didn't even go in depth with that. It's like, now this, bro, I hear a lot of shit and I think it's stupid. I'm like, huh? A slime? What the fuck? But let's see this.
Don't let the word slime stop you from watching this anime. In fact, this slime is one of the most powerful creatures in this whole world. If it wasn't obvious from the title, it's about Satoru Mikami, an average salaryman who's reincarnated in another world as a slime named Rimuru Tempest. He is bestowed divine protection by the dragon, and he soon heads off on his own adventure. At first glance, this anime may look similar to many other isekai, but in truth, it features more exploration and world building more than anything else. You've got different races, cultural issues, and along all of that, you get to see Rimuru Tempest in action.
That's it?
Number 2,
okay.
ReZero.
I'm gonna have to watch this. It's just so much things. It's just too popular not to hear about this. I'm gonna have to watch this, and some people's on my ass about like, oh, it's because he dies and he comes back. Like, I get that. Like, I got the whole entire concept of like why Wested did it. My mind just thought like it was just too crazy. Also, I think there was like a big ass debate about like 2 waifu or something. I don't fucking know.
At number 2, we have everyone's isekai dose of suffering, ReZero. Subaru is transported to a fantasy world while coming out of a grocery shop, but his time in the fantasy world isn't surrounded by adventures and cute girls. Subaru soon learns that he doesn't die when he's killed, and no, that's not a joke. He literally has the ability to get reincarnated at a specific time as soon as he dies. The anime follows his story as he struggles to find who brought him to this fantasy world and his purpose in it. And just a warning, if you are not feeling depressed, this anime can surely grant you that. Apart from its great story and complex mystery, this show can surely hook you up from the first episode itself. Number 1, Konosuba.
I'm fucking on the kind of thing.
Go for the isekai, stay for the jokes. That's Konosuba in one sentence. You may have seen your fair share of weird adventures, but there's nothing weirder than the party of Kazuma. First, you have Aqua, a useless goddess who can only make matters worse. Then you have Megumin, a character with great potential, but who only practices one type of magic. Finally, there is the noble Knight Darkness, and noble is the last word you can apply for this pervert. Konosuba may have a loosely hanging plot, but not even Sword Art Online could beat its entertainment factor. Each episode is refreshing to watch, and the group's action will make your ribs hurt from laughing. This is without any doubt the best isekai of all time. So, I hope there were at least a few shows that you didn't watch from these 20, and I think I convinced you enough to watch them.
I'm not fucking watching the first. If you think that's number 1, I don't know. I wasn't intrigued. You just said it was funny. I'm just like, what the hell? Okay. So obviously we have ReZero. I have to watch that because It's just like everybody talks about it, so I'm gonna have to do that. Reincarnated as slime. I don't know. I gotta check that out a little bit more. So I'm gonna put that as potential. Like it has potential. It does. So reincarnated with slime. I'm putting it onto the right, like to the corner. I'll try my best to check that shit out. Overlord. I don't know. I don't get Overlord. Again, I'm gonna have to look at it. No Game, No Life. That's not fucking. I'm not watching that. Gay, I'm not watching. And Evil, not watching. So that's really it. So I got Night in Magic, How Not to Summon a Demon Lord, Wise Man, Grandchild, ReZero, and Reanimated as Slime, possibly. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. So I got 4, maybe 4.5. Depends on Reanimated as the Slime. Depends on how I feel about it by the first episode. So, you know, basically it was like half and half. That's pretty good. Yeah, so I finished that. So those are probably some Isekai that I might watch. It depends on, you know, just the way I feel like when I watch it. If you guys have watched any of these anime, except for ReZero, I got it. A lot of people have watched it. But any other anime, please tell me if they're good or not, so I can just like trust you guys. Yeah. But then make sure to leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, if you did watch. And again, let's try to hit 50 subscribers by the end of this month, if we can. Let's try it. Anyway, peace.